Your heart has been beating for you since before you took your first breath in this world. Long before memory, long before language, long before strength or ambition, this quiet muscle began its lifelong promise to keep you alive. Even now, as the years pass and the body changes, the heart never asks for applause. It simply keeps working. But after 50, 60, 70 years of service, the heart starts speaking in softer signals, a little fatigue, a slower recovery, a heavier breath. Science tells us these are not signs of weakness, but invitations to care more wisely for the engine that carries our life forward. As the body ages, the heart changes in quiet, predictable ways. The muscle that once pumped with effortless flexibility begins to stiffen slightly, and the blood vessels that carried oxygen like smooth highways slowly lose their stretch. This is not a failure of the body, but a natural adjustment to time. The danger appears when movement disappears. Without regular motion, circulation becomes slower, pressure rises, and the heart is forced to work harder just to deliver the same life it once delivered easily. Science shows that the heart responds not to intensity, but to consistency. Even small movements repeated daily create signals inside the body that tell the heart to remain efficient rather than strained. When muscles move, they demand oxygen, and that demand becomes a gentle training session for the heart. Each step, each reach, each slow bend asks the heart to pump with purpose instead of panic. Over time, this builds stronger heart contractions and calmer resting rhythms. Blood flows more smoothly, carrying nutrients without resistance. The vessels respond by staying flexible, which lowers the pressure pushing against the heart walls. This is especially important for older adults because high blood pressure often grows silently when activity fades. Regular movement becomes a natural medicine that teaches the heart how to work smarter rather than harder. Walking is one of the most powerful tools for senior heart health because it matches the body's biological design. It activates large muscle groups without shocking the joints or overwhelming the lungs. A slow daily walk improves circulation, balances blood sugar, and reduces harmful cholesterol patterns. Stretching keeps arteries from becoming rigid tunnels and keeps posture open so breathing stays deep and relaxed. Light resistance, even with body weight or small objects, tells the heart that the body still needs strength, and the heart adapts by improving oxygen delivery. These simple actions reshape internal chemistry, lowering inflammation and improving energy use inside heart cells. Movement also communicates with the nervous system. When seniors stay active, stress hormones fall and calming signals rise. The heart is deeply influenced by this conversation. A relaxed nervous system slows unnecessary heart strain and stabilizes rhythm. Instead of racing in response to small stressors, the heart learns patience. Science calls this improved heart rate variability, which is linked with longer life and better recovery. The more consistently the body moves, the more gracefully the heart responds to both physical and emotional demands. Perhaps the most beautiful part of gentle movement is that it respects aging instead of fighting it. Seniors are not training to become younger. They are training to remain capable. Each day of movement preserves independence, circulation, balance, and confidence. The heart does not need extreme effort. It needs regular reminders that the body still participates in life. In those reminders, the heart finds its rhythm, its strength, and its quiet protection through motion that feels natural, safe, and deeply human. With age, the body becomes more sensitive to what enters it, and the heart feels those choices before the mind does. Food is no longer just flavor or habit, it becomes chemistry in motion. Every bite changes the thickness of blood, the flexibility of vessels, and the workload placed on the heart. As metabolism slows, the same meals that once passed unnoticed can begin to create silent resistance inside arteries. Science shows that the heart does not suffer suddenly from one mistake, but gradually from repeated patterns. What seniors eat each day quietly decides whether blood flows freely or struggles against invisible barriers. Inside the bloodstream, fats and sugars behave like messages. Some encourage smooth travel, while others invite congestion. When meals are heavy in processed oils, excess salt, and refined sugar, tiny particles begin clinging to vessel walls. Over years, these deposits reduce space for blood to move, forcing the heart to push harder. That extra pressure slowly reshapes the heart muscle, making it thicker and less relaxed. In contrast, natural foods rich in fiber, gentle proteins, and plant nutrients clean the highways of circulation. Fiber traps harmful cholesterol before it enters the blood. Healthy fats improve vessel lining, so blood glides instead of crashes. Water keeps blood from becoming crowded and sluggish. Colorful fruits and vegetables work like quiet engineers inside the body. Their minerals help control pressure, and their antioxidants calm inflammation that damages arteries. Whole grains release energy slowly, preventing sugar spikes that confuse heart chemistry. Lean proteins maintain muscle, and muscle activity supports circulation by assisting the heart's pumping effort. Even small adjustments reshape internal balance. Less salt reduces fluid strain. Less sugar calms insulin storms. More potassium relaxes vessels. Nutrition becomes less about dieting and more about tuning the body's internal systems so the heart moves in cooperation rather than conflict. Hydration plays an overlooked role in senior heart health. As people age, thirst signals weaken, yet the heart still requires fluid flow. When water intake drops, blood thickens, circulation slows, and the heart must beat harder to push life through narrow channels. Adequate fluids allow nutrients and oxygen to travel with ease. They help kidneys regulate pressure and prevent chemical buildup that stresses the heart. Drinking steadily throughout the day becomes another form of care, gentle but powerful. Eating well also influences the hormones that guide heart behavior. Balanced meals stabilize energy, reducing fatigue and unnecessary stress responses. When blood sugar remains steady, the nervous system stays calmer and the heart avoids reactive overwork. Seniors who nourish their bodies with awareness experience fewer swings in pressure and rhythm. The heart senses safety in consistency. In every thoughtful meal, the body is reminded that survival does not require struggle, only wise partnership between nourishment and the muscle that carries life forward. As people grow older, the heart becomes increasingly sensitive to the inner climate of the mind and the rhythm of rest. Stress and sleep are not separate from biology. They are powerful forces that shape how the heart behaves every moment. When worry becomes constant, the body releases hormones meant for danger, even when no danger exists. These chemicals tighten blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and push the heart into unnecessary urgency. Over time, this invisible tension turns into physical strain. Science shows that the aging heart does not only respond to movement and food, but to the emotional weather surrounding the body. During the day, breathing patterns quietly guide heart effort. Shallow, rushed breathing keeps the nervous system alert, as if life is always in a hurry. Deep, slow breathing tells the brain that safety is present. That message travels through nerves to the heart, lowering its pace and stabilizing rhythm. Seniors who pause, inhale slowly, and exhale fully reduce the workload their hearts carry. Calm breathing improves oxygen exchange and reduces pressure inside arteries. In this way, peace becomes a physiological action, not just a mental feeling. Sleep is where the heart repairs its invisible damage. At night, the body recalibrates blood pressure, balances hormones, and restores vessel lining. Without enough quality sleep, stress hormones remain high, inflammation increases, and irregular rhythms become more likely. The heart misses its opportunity to recover from daily demands. With age, sleep patterns naturally change, but the need for restoration does not fade. Consistent bedtimes, quiet environments, and gentle evening routines create a biological invitation for the heart to rest with the body instead of remaining on guard. The relationship between sleep and circulation is deeply scientific. While resting, the heart slows and becomes more efficient. Blood pressure dips, allowing vessels to relax. Cells repair microinjuries caused by daily movement and pressure. If sleep is interrupted repeatedly, the heart stays in a semi-active state, never fully resetting. Over years, this raises the risk of high pressure, fatigue, and rhythm disturbances. Rest is not laziness for seniors. It is scheduled maintenance for the system that sustains life. Stress also alters blood chemistry. Persistent tension thickens blood, increases sugar release, and promotes inflammation. These changes make circulation harder and arteries less flexible. When seniors learn to slow their pace, breathe, reflect, and create moments of calm, the chemistry shifts back toward balance. The heart begins to trust the environment again. It beats with steadiness instead of urgency. In a quiet room, in gentle breathing, and in honest rest, the heart discovers that longevity grows not only from action, but from the courage to pause and let the body heal itself. As the years pass, the heart rarely announces trouble with sudden drama. It prefers subtle language, a little more fatigue than usual, a moment of dizziness, swelling in the feet, a breath that arrives slightly late. Many seniors dismiss these signals as normal aging, but biology is more precise than habit. The heart communicates early because it wants cooperation, not crisis. Science shows that most serious cardiac events are the result of long negotiations inside the body that were never listened to. Awareness is not fear. It is respect for the quiet intelligence of the human system. Inside the chest, the heart adjusts constantly to pressure, oxygen demand, and chemical balance. When arteries narrow or rhythms drift, the body compensates first. It increases effort, changes pulse patterns, and redistributes blood flow. These changes are often unnoticed, but they cost energy. Over time, compensation becomes exhaustion. Regular observation turns this hidden story into visible guidance. Measuring blood pressure, checking sugar, monitoring cholesterol, and listening to heart rhythm provide a map of what the heart is dealing with internally. These numbers are not judgments. They are translations of biology into human understanding. Many seniors avoid checkups because they fear what might be found, yet early discovery is usually gentle, not alarming. A small pressure change can be corrected with lifestyle shifts. A mild rhythm irregularity can be stabilized before it becomes dangerous. Biology is forgiving when addressed early. The heart does not suddenly collapse. It slowly adapts until it can no longer manage alone. Awareness transforms reaction into prevention. Instead of waiting for pain, seniors learn to notice patterns, how breathing feels, how quickly fatigue appears, how the body responds to daily tasks. Even emotional awareness plays a role. Anxiety, sadness, and isolation change circulation and heart chemistry. When seniors observe their mental state along with physical signs, they understand the full environment their heart lives in. The body is not a machine separated from thought. It is a conversation between nerves, blood, and meaning. Paying attention to mood, sleep, appetite, and energy gives clues long before disease speaks loudly. Awareness becomes a form of compassion toward the self. Technology and medicine are tools, but the most powerful instrument is noticing. A person who listens to their body becomes an ally to their own biology. Small symptoms become teachers instead of threats. Regular checkups become conversations rather than verdicts. The heart appreciates partnership. When seniors stay aware, they step into cooperation with time itself, allowing the heart to adjust, adapt, and continue its lifelong work with guidance instead of surprise. As people grow older, the heart's strength is shaped not only by blood and muscle, but by meaning and connection. Biology and emotion are not separate worlds. They are partners in the same system. When seniors feel isolated, the body quietly enters a state of defense. Hormones linked to stress rise. Blood vessels tighten and circulation becomes less fluid. The heart senses uncertainty and loneliness the same way it senses physical danger. Science shows that emotional distance can influence pressure, rhythm, and even inflammation. In this way, the social environment becomes part of the heart's internal climate. Human connection changes chemistry in gentle but powerful ways. Conversation, laughter, and shared experience release calming signals through the nervous system. These signals tell arteries to relax and the heart to slow its unnecessary urgency. Blood moves with ease, oxygen travels more freely, and the heart spends less energy protecting and more energy sustaining. Seniors who remain socially engaged often show better heart rhythm stability and healthier pressure patterns. The heart behaves differently when life feels supportive rather than uncertain. Purpose adds another layer to heart health. When people wake up with a reason to care, the brain sends organized signals to the body. Hormones stabilize, motivation rises, and the cardiovascular system works with balance instead of confusion. Without purpose, the body drifts into low-energy states where circulation weakens and recovery slows. Even small responsibilities, like caring for a plant, teaching a grandchild, or sharing wisdom, activate biological systems that support circulation and strength. The heart responds to usefulness the way muscles respond to exercise. Emotion and memory also influence how the heart ages. Positive reflection and gratitude soften internal tension. Anger and chronic sadness create stiffness inside vessels. Seniors who process emotion, talk openly, and allow themselves moments of joy reduce the chemical load on the heart. The nervous system becomes less reactive, and the heart stops preparing for invisible threats. In calm emotional spaces, heart rhythm becomes smoother and more resilient to stress. The science of this relationship is sometimes called the dialogue between the brain and the heart. Nerves, hormones, and blood flow carry emotional information to the heart muscle every second. The heart listens and adjusts. When life feels connected, meaningful, and compassionate, the heart works with elegance instead of survival mode. In friendships, in curiosity, and in shared human presence, the heart finds an environment where longevity grows naturally from both biology and belonging.